So for TikTok, Instagram, the videos, the main thing that I want to, this ties in perfectly too to what I want to talk about, just hooks and headlines. Those are going to be very, very important, because when we're thinking about short form content, short form to me is anything that's like under 2 minutes. I consider that short form content. Now, right now, TikTok is pushing longer videos because TikTok is trying to compete with YouTube. So the longer videos do work well. So you can do like a 2-minute video or more, even 5-minute video on TikTok and still have like really good engagement. But the beginning, like those first 3 to 8 seconds are very, very crucial for keeping people's attention, because the longer watch time that you have on your videos, the more TikTok's going to say, hey, people are liking this, let me push it out to more people. And so a lot of people mess up in the beginning of their videos when they start like introducing themselves at the first 3 to 8 seconds. Frankly, no one cares. And so that's why in the beginning, we need to be telling them exactly what they're going to be getting out of watching this, or something that is going to capture their attention right away. Saying something that's very like thought-provoking or controversial in the beginning, saying something that is maybe like a vulnerable thought or a very polarizing thought in the very beginning. One thing that I learned, a lot of people are afraid to be like clickbaitish. But one thing to keep in mind is that it's only considered clickbait if you don't fulfill the promise that you gave in the beginning of the video. So sometimes our hooks, like if it sounds, don't be afraid to like venture out the box with that, even if it feels a little outlandish. As long as we're still fulfilling whatever that promise is in the beginning of the video, it'll still work. But those are good. That's going to be the main focus point when we're starting the TikTok content, because we want to get that watch time up. We don't want them just scrolling the first 3 seconds. Also, with TikTok and Instagram videos, writing whatever our hook is or something similar to it, writing that on the screen in the beginning as well, on the native platform. So don't use like any fancy looking text or anything. Just make it very plain, simple, and native to the other, just like whatever text that they have inside the app. That's for both, because hooks are not only like audio hooks, like the words that we're saying, hooks are also visual. So being able to have something that's keeping their attention because they're looking at it. Also, some things that help is having some type of movement in the beginning of your video. So it's gonna feel kind of silly. So for example, like if I start a video, I might pick up my cup right in the beginning and start talking. This has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but it's just a visual hook that stops the scroll. Especially if it's just you with like just whatever your background is. If you're doing green screen, that's a little bit different because there's already kind of a lot going on in the background. But if it's just you, I recommend just like adding those little visual hooks throughout the video, because that does actually help keep their attention. Switching angles if you wanted to. So mid-video, if you were talking to the camera here, switching the camera to this side, doing cuts. So taking out like ums or ahs or pauses. If there's like a long pause when you're thinking of something, cutting that out. Keeping the video somewhat fast-paced if you can is going to really help you with TikTok as well. But I think a good place to start with you on TikTok is taking the post that you did on LinkedIn. And so maybe doing that to where it's like maybe you have that photo that you use in the background and doing like a green screen and talking about it. Yeah, you have to diversify. One thing that I always say is like your brand should be omnipresent. So like if I'm on YouTube and I see a video of you and I want to go, hey, I wonder if she's on Instagram, they should be able to find you, or TikTok or wherever. Like you want to constantly be in people's faces, constantly everywhere. Like every platform that somebody opens up, I want my post to be there, because it just gives you more reach. It's like more bang for your buck, because you're spending the time creating the content anyway. You might as well get as much reach as possible. Plus, we never want to depend on one platform, because I've had my Instagram account shut down before, and that was a traumatizing experience. Very, just like you spend so much time building up a platform and now you have to start over. And so that's also another, it's very risky to only have one or two that you're depending on. Not every post has to have a call to action, but some of them I would, or even putting it in the comment section of your posts. Because one thing that we also have to be careful of, these platforms don't like when we're advertising things, right? Because they want us to pay for ads. And so sometimes if we put in the post like, hey, click this link or go here, or putting the actual link there, it can sometimes kind of suppress that initial engagement that you'll get organically. And so putting it in the caption, not the caption, in the comment section, saying, hey, if you want to learn more about this, or if you like content like this, or if you want help, doing these things, subscribe to my newsletter, link in bio or whatever, depending on what platform you are on. Or also one thing that you can do is, if you have a post that starts gaining traction, going back to edit the post and adding that at the bottom, but just not putting it in that initial post so that it doesn't try to suppress the initial post, because it sees you trying to lead them off of their platform. Yeah, the more authentic and raw, the better. That's what's really working. And I call it like the Sam Sulek effect. So there's this guy named Sam Sulek. You can go and look at his YouTube channel. He does fitness content, but with his fitness content, it was done in a way that's like the opposite of what you see most of the fitness bros doing. And it really took off, because what he does is literally just straight through video of him doing whatever fitness guys do. I'm not a fitness guy, so I don't know, but what all the stuff that they do, he barely edits. It's like a couple cuts going to scene to scene. So one scene he's just in the car driving, the next scene he's in the gym, but he's talking about topics and things during these scenes, and it's very raw. And his page over the last year has blown up almost seemingly overnight. And I've seen a lot of even business professionals taking this approach, very just raw. You want that kind of authentic feel. And that's the thing that people don't, they think that what we're doing is our niche, but actually you're the niche. You're the foundation of the personal brand, right? And so we're building on top of that, and everybody's multifaceted, and so we should show that. The example that I always give is Tabitha Brown, because she's a perfect example of being multifaceted, to where, in the beginning, everyone knew her for the vegan recipes and whatnot, but she's been able to grow her brand and launch just all these different types of products that you wouldn't think go together. She has the hair products, the food stuff in Target now. She even has the, what do you call those? Not tissue, but the wet wipes the flushable. She has a brand for that in Target. So it's all these random things, but it comes together because the way she's framed her brand is very multifaceted. So don't be afraid to be multifaceted and talk about things that are not just about your business. You may have had the best caramel frappe drink that you've ever had in your life, and you just want to post that on your page. You can post that. It has nothing to do with business. You're not going to get a client based off of a caramel frappe drink, right? However, it's about building the personality as the brand. So adding those kind of personal touches where it's not the majority of your content, but it's just thrown in there every now and then within the mix to show people that you are a real person. You're not just someone here trying to sell them things. You're a real person just posting content, wanting to get to know people, build a community.